How's it going, Ruggers? Another episode of Tales from the Road here from the old Silver Fox. The story is about my trip to New Zealand in 2011 for the World Cup. Obviously an amazing adventure, an amazing trip, but many highlights, but one that was really, really fun. So there's three characters in this story. Myself, one we're gonna call Sean, and one we're gonna call Mabuti. So we're in Auckland, staying in the hotel. The first match of the tour for the World Cup that we're going to see is Ireland versus Australia. On paper, this is supposed to be an Australia win. But anyway, we didn't get to the match yet. So, I was out carousing in Auckland, getting ready to go to the match. It's going to be a great day. And I walk into my hotel room. Something's not right. There's a smell. There's a funk. That's the best way to put this. Stinky dude, alcohol, and kind smells. Well, that's interesting. It is the Mabuti, laying on the bed, face down, his gear scattered everywhere. He has now joined our tour, and he's sleeping in our room. Get up, get going, and the whole crew. Shout out to Pacific Northwest Old Growth, Canadian Brothers from up north, was the team we were on. And we're going to take the fan walk from Auckland out to Eden Park. Well, to make the trip go by a little quicker or more interesting, you know, we all vibed and enjoyed ourselves. Just felt really kind of fun. You know what I'm talking about. And the fan walk is a haul. It's a couple miles at least of just ruggers of all persuasions streaming through neighborhoods and parks and this and that in Auckland, New Zealand, out to Eden Park. We managed to get out to Eden Park and we find our seats and proceed to watch Australia versus Ireland. The match is close. Too close. Behind us three Yanks, are three very boisterous Australians. Might have been four, who knows, a lot. 60 minutes into the match. Tide's turning a little bit. It's the end of the match, and Ireland has secured the upset of the tournament so far by beating Australia. And the whole crowd is going crazy. Standing up, just screaming and hollering. And the bitter Aussie sitting behind us, screaming at us, "Sit down!" And the one we call Sean tells him, "Why don't you stand up?" And they shut right up. And it was an amazing night out in Auckland. This is a fact. It's nothing I've never witnessed in my life. At like 3 a.m, you could hear people just chanting, "Ireland, Ireland, Ireland," out in the streets. When we last left off, we were in Auckland, New Zealand, Rugby World Cup 2011. Australia had just lost to Ireland. Auckland was a madhouse, amazing night, just outstanding rugby shenanigans all night long. So, when you're in New Zealand in 2011, you go to the internet cafe, you go Skype and you do your thing at the internet cafe. Also, when you're in New Zealand, you eat meat pies. So, my daily routine is to go to the internet cafe, grab a meat pie, Skype wife, do whatever I need to do online, and get ready for the day. So, 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning after the Australia-Ireland match. I'm walking down the streets in Auckland, New Zealand, and there's people just still out carousing. I mean, I'm like, wow, these people going hardcore. Pretty awesome. So, when you're on a rugby tour, you have kangaroo court. And this is weeks later, a couple weeks later, and I think we were in Wellington having kangaroo court. And so far during the tour, nothing bad happened to me. Pretty good tourist. Stayed out of trouble. Didn't do anything super dumb. And so finally, they call my name in kangaroo court, and I'm thinking to myself, what on earth could I possibly have done to get brought up on charges? Well, when you tour with old boys, you know you're not going to get spankings or beat up or anything bad like a real kangaroo court. If you're a rugby player, you know what I'm talking about. You just give money. So then, if there's $500 after court, take it to the bar. That's the way it should be, really. And they called me up, and they said, Dan, you've been brought up on charges for the Australia-Ireland match. You were caught wearing Australia jersey. And what I was wearing was a yellow jersey that was for my high school rugby club that I coached, the Battleground Bulls. And so I was brought up on charges for wearing the same color as Australia. And I thought that was fitting. And I mean, hell, they had to get me for something, and I guess that was all right. So that's the end of the story of one of our amazing days and nights in New Zealand on the rugby tour. Hope you enjoy this, and get out on the road, man. See the world, chase that ball around.